The Central States Synod is a companion church. Some might call it a partner church or a sister church or maybe a cousin church to the Kotti district of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Papua New Guinea and the Evangelical Lutheran Synod of the Urals, Siberia, and the Far East, meaning namely the Lutheran Church in Asian Russia. This partnership involves regular visitations between the Central States Synod and the partners for the sake of building relationships, encouraging one another, and sharing faith and life with one another and learning from one another. The relationship also means we become involved in one another's ministries in very tangible ways, such as providing materials, training, personnel, and funds for one another's ministries. Let me introduce you to some of the amazing people from our companion churches. Please meet, first of all, Reverend Jonati Metu, President of the Kotti District of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Papua New Guinea.
Long ting ting blong me looking motion. Come blong you, and me bring me placamanta blong nara blarabo.
Your coming is really raised us up to another level.
Na me play Billy Paulsen. This part not long you me now. And by stop strong na inside long this play walk about. By you make him plan the good plus something is from your church long.
I believe that this companionship between the Central States Synod and the Kotti district will looks really promising and will be more successful.
Another key figure is Pastor Walter Chinza. Walter is the Overseas Partner Coordinator for the district and is our main point of contact with the district. Pastor Walter is preparing to do a master's program in leadership development, a critical need in Papua New Guinea, and our synod is providing scholarship funds for his studies.
Yes, they were very good discussion. We are thankful that Gary and Amy, with Kit and Emily, had taken this trip to make this trip to come to us. And during our discussions, we have really got to learn from each other. Unlike in the past, they come for a visit and they go back to the States. But for the past couple of days, we have really talked with each other and tried to see how each other think about the work of this companionship and especially the work of the gospel together.
Here we have Ruth and Emma with Pastor Amy Truey and Emily Griebel from our synod. Ruth and Emma are leaders of the women's ministry in the Kotti district, and we are hoping to have women from PNG visit our synod ELCA gathering in the near future, and for women from our synod to attend their national women's gathering in 2022. And then there is Noel and Natasha, two young adults who worked as camp counselors at Camp Tomashing in the summer of 2017, both of whom are studying at Lutheran colleges now in Papua New Guinea. We plan to have two more young adults working at Camp Tomashinga this summer and are raising the necessary funds to make this possible. And finally, here are the wonderful people of Hellsbach, the district headquarters who were such gracious hosts to us while in their care. We want more of you to visit them in the future and experience their hospitality, faith, their worship life, and learn of their hopes and dreams for their church and their country in the future. Our other companion church is the Lutheran Church in Asian Russia. Please meet Bishop Shireman. We hope to have Bishop Shireman visit our synod within the next couple of years. Another key leader in the church in Russia is Missionary Braden Berkeley. Missionary Berkeley is doing continuing education for church leaders and serving as dean for the Russian Far East. Here we see him photobombing Dean Vladimir, dean of the southwest region of Siberia around Omsk, who is a gifted youth worker. We are in dialogue with Dean Vladimir and Missionary Berkeley about having youth from our synod travel to Russia for a joint youth event in the near future. Also meet Pastor Matthew of the Moscow Protestant Chaplaincy. This is a ministry based at the Lutheran Cathedral in Moscow with an English-speaking congregation and a medical ministry to the immigrants in Moscow. Pastor Matthew recently ended his work there, and our synod is aiding in the search for an interim to serve this ministry until another minister is found. And then there is Dean Emeritus Manfred Brockman, who arrived in Vladivostok in 1992 and engineered the resurrection of the Lutheran Church in Vladivostok and the Far East. Pastor Brockman, at age 82, is stepping down as Dean of the Russian Far East and as pastor of St. Paul's Lutheran Church. And they are looking to our synod as a source of both personnel and funds to help with that important transition. Pastor Lopachenko is a critically important pastor in the Russian Far East, serving St. Luke's and Arsenyev and providing leadership in the entire Far East. Pastor Lopachenko visited our synod several years ago, and our synod is committed to supporting him in his ministry to the tune of $6,000 a year. Twice a year, the leaders of the 9 congregations in the Russian Far East gather for seminars. These are small, lay-led congregations who are struggling to survive and grow. Our support is critically important to them. My name is Gary Teske, and I'm the chair of our Companion Synod team of the Central States Synod. There's so much more to the stories of our companion church relationships with these 2 churches, overseas churches, that it's just impossible to tell it all in this short presentation. I'd be delighted to have the opportunity to come visit you or your church group and share with you more of the story of our work with these other churches. Or I encourage you to go to the Synod website. There you'll find more videos, more information, and especially you'll find an Epiphany packet with resources and with a speakers list. We really want to encourage you to lift up these churches, these 2 partner churches, in your prayers individually and as a congregation, especially now during the Epiphany season, and also to consider contributing to the ministry we have with these 2 churches. All contributions should be sent to the Synod office and clearly marked for Companion Synod ministry or one of the projects that I talked about or you heard about in this video. So I say, peace to you, or as they would say it in Papua New Guinea, Belisi. Or if they would say, as they would say it in Russia, mir vam.